Everyone, it's Joey with GeekTyrant.com, and this is true. We are here at D23, the big Disney Expo in Anaheim, California.
That's right.
And we recently went to the animation panel of
Here,
the
yeah,
event. The big
exact one, the big one.
animation presentation where they showed a bunch of their upcoming animated movies.
That's right.
Well, not the full movies.
Oh, yeah.
But like teasing clips. And
you know, typical things you would
first
see at a
footage
panel.
of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Actors, voice actors, that
Directors.
play the characters, and directors, and all those wonderful Disney people doing Disney things.
That's right. Now, of those Disney things that we saw doing Disney things, what did we see that made us really go, oh my gosh?
There were a few things, but one of the things we're going to talk about right now is Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, because this movie is going to be awesome.
And it is going to break the internet.
It really will. I mean, just the clips we saw are break the internet kind of clips.
Yeah, they are. They were amazing.
I really hope that they release some of these things online.
I
So all
do
of you
too,
can
because
see
I
it,
want to watch them again and again.
If you guys are fans of the first movie, I love the first Wreck-It Ralph
Loved
film.
it.
So great.
Yeah.
This one is just going to take it to a whole new level.
And like,
new level.
when I first heard the
Literally.
title of it, like I was like, that's kind of stupid sounding. It was like, it felt a little too like, I don't know, grabbing for like what was relevant now and stuff. But guys, like think about what that term means. Breaks the internet. It does. It's going to. Like people are going to use GIFs from this for like
Years
ever.
to come.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about what we saw. There's the initial like, oh guys, we got some stuff to show you, blah, blah, blah. Now remind you, it's kind of rough and everything. Like they were trying to get us like the idea of like, don't expect too much.
And it does. It starts off with like storyboard sketches.
Right, exactly.
And so we see basically it starts off Ralph in a ship. They've introduced a new character named Yes.
Yeah, YESSS.
And she's like the tour guide.
Right, of the internet.
Of the internet.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
what happens is Ralph and Vanellope are sucked in to the internet.
Right.
After they start to try to find a search for...
Right, so what they were telling us was that Vanellope's game, Sugar Rush, is like broken. So they have to find a part for it to fix from the internet, right? And I'm like, so do they realize, is it a firmware? It doesn't matter. They believe that they can find a fix for it on the internet, right?
Yes.
So that's their goal.
And so they, in the process, they end up getting sucked into the internet. They are
Exactly.
met with ridiculous advertisements,
right?
All those stupid advertisements,
like the pop-ups,
you
know,
see
like
on
get quick
Facebook,
rich.
Yeah, pop-ups, stuff like that. All those stupid video ads on Facebook.
Where are these child stars now? Number 6 will blow your mind.
Exactly.
It was great, and they were like these look like glowing things, and they look identical, kind of. It was great. But yeah, so that was like a trailer-esque, because it was like the animation, but then it went into storyboard. But it was still rough. But then they went into like animatic storyboards, and they're like talking to Yes, who's like, oh yeah. The setup was Ralph wants to go virus.
Yeah, he's like, so how do I go virus?
Right, exactly. And then Vanellope's like, viral, and so they're like, well, Yes is like, oh, well, the internet is filled with all this like possibility, and people want this, and this, and cats, and stuff like that, right? And she's like, and there's one place where it's all there.
I'm going to take you to the best place on the internet.
Exactly.
And of course, this being a Disney film,
right?
They take them to ohmydisney.com.
Exactly. And it's just like, it looks like an exaggerated version of Disney World and Land and put together with Marvel and Pixar and Star Wars all like crammed into this like island looking.
Exactly. And I have to say, when they first did that,
right?
I rolled my eyes.
I did too.
It's like, oh no.
What is going on?
Here we go.
Right? And so they start showing like the animatics, and effectively it's showing like the avatars for like the kids online, like doing stuff. So like there's this Buzz Lightyear who is sort of like there to be like, you can click on him and he'll do like the Buzz Lightyear to the rescue, Buzz Lightyear. And there's this one kid he's like represented by like a kid in line just like mashing him. And then we see like, we see the screen, like the kid online, like clicking it. And then we see like the Buzz Lightyear in the internet just being like, and he looks over and there's a bunch more kids in line just to mash his buttons. I thought it was great. And I was like, all right, okay.
You have this thing where when the kids are going through and becoming their avatars, you
Right,
have them
yeah.
walking through this like doorway, and so one walks through and he becomes Iron Man, and then another
Right.
kid walks through and he becomes Stan Lee.
Yes, yeah, that was great. So yeah, so like it's just showing like ohmydisney.com, like sort of like what you can do there and everything. Sure, but then we see like this little like fangirl drawn and everything, and she sees something and she freaks out, and then we
She
see
starts screaming
Yeah.
at the top of her lungs,
and then
like
we
a
see,
Beatles
like-
concert.
we see these stormtroopers, and then they part way, and it's all the Disney princesses, like the princesses, right? And everyone's just, "Wah, wah!" And so cut to this drawing of like Ralph, Vanellope, and Yes, and they're like, who's that? And then she's like, oh, those are the princesses. And Vanellope, being, you know, who she is, she's like, let's mess with them. And they're like, no,
They're
you
like, no,
don't mess.
You don't mess with the Disney princesses.
That's right.
They do not like to be messed with.
That's right. So she tries to get Ralph, and I was
You
like,
treat
hey,
those Disney princesses with respect.
exactly. And so the princess, they go into like their dressing room, and the stormtroopers are outside, just like guarding the door. And so Vanellope, she kind of sneaks back, and then she glitches into the princess room, right?
So she's in there, and all the princesses are just kind of lounging
Yeah, they're like
around.
doing their thing in their dresses, being all like, you know, princessy and everything. Very stereotypical princess, right?
Yeah, totally.
Until they see Vanellope.
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, who are you? And now here's the best part, guys.
So real quick, when we say
Okay,
Disney
right.
princesses, it's every Disney princess.
From Snow White to Moana.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Anyways, so all that, up to that point, has been animatics, okay?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, cut to full rendered animation, finished video, princesses, 3D princesses, the 2D ones even, and they're all like going... They're basically about to like tear Vanellope apart.
Yeah,
like
they're
Mulan
like,
pulls out her
"Who
sword,
are you?" You
and
know?
Pocahontas got her bow and arrow and stuff. It's great. And then she's like, "Whoa, whoa, guys!" And stuff. So she's like, effectively, she says, "Like, I'm a
No, wait,
princess. Yeah, I'm a princess, guy." And they're like, "Prove it."
How do we know you're a real princess?
Right?
They're like, and Snow White's like, have you ever been killed by eating a poison apple?
Sleep Moon's like, "Have you ever been cursed?" And she's like, the thing is, she's like going towards it. Like this.
And so
All the princesses
kind of go through their thing.
Right.
Have you ever been this, that, or the other thing, and just like kind of just a weird, funny way?
Right, exactly.
And then finally, it all ends with,
like, have you ever been like, have you ever been like, shoot, have you ever like had your problems, like you had to take care of your problems, and then have a man come in and take claim for like what you did? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, she's a princess.
so funny.
It was so good.
And that just leads into like a whole
Right?
5-minute scene
Oh,
of them.
it was
just,
so good.
It cuts them like hanging out. We have
Okay, yeah. So they're like, one of them like goes up and says, "What's this you're wearing?" Because Vanellope's in her hoodie and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, this old thing." And then she's just talking about it's super comfortable. And they're like, "I kind of want this and
I want to
everything."
try this.
So Cinderella says something like, "I'll have my mice make some right away." And then cut to, they're all in like these just not generic, but this comfortable clothes,
Yeah,
like
t-shirts.
pajamas to t-shirts. I think Mulan had like a Leathersman jacket on. They kind of looked like those hipster Funko princesses.
Yeah,
Right?
totally,
They totally did. And it was amazing because they're all like, "Oh, this is so comfortable."
Like, why have we never worn these clothes before?
Right? Ariel is like, "Oh, this thing I'm wearing, what's it called again?" "Oh yeah, shirt." And I'm like, "Oh my god!"
And then she starts singing.
Yes,
and
she
then
does.
Ariel starts singing. Like, so, you know,
Yeah.
I want to be with
Yeah,
the people.
yeah, exactly.
And then everyone just, all the Disney princesses just turn
Like,
around and shoot her the dagger look. Like, shut
Right,
the hell up.
right,
We're done with
exactly.
you singing, Ariel.
Yeah. She's like, "What?" And so it was great, guys. And then, like, they just kept going in about, like, their different problems. How, like, you know, everyone thinks we're, like, these helpless princesses. But really, like, we're real people, too, you know? And, like, Snow White goes in, like, "You know what? I'm actually, like, basically blind. That's why I'm always like, oh." And then she puts on these big old, like, geek glasses on. And they magnify her eyes like Coke bottle glasses, right? And then, like, Jasmine had, like, a thing where she's like, "I love my cat," right? And like the tiger's there, and she's like, "I love him," but she sneezes. "I'm terribly allergic to cats."
And then do this with all the Disney princesses have their
All of
own
them
little
have
quirks
their own little moment.
that they highlight.
And it's so self-referential.
Yeah,
it's amazing, guys. Like, it broke my mind. I was like, what is going on?
No joke. Drew was just like
I was Caesaring, right? It was bad. Anyways. Guys, no, it was amazing. Like, I can't wait for you all to see the footage we saw because it's just incredible.
I want one more scene because.
Well, no, I was gonna get to that.
Oh, you were
I know
gonna
you.
get to
I know what you were
okay,
talking about.
Okay.
So, why don't you tell, Joey?
All right. So at one point, basically at the end of it,
Right.
C-3PO comes walking in
C-3PO.
to
Voice
the
by
room.
Anthony Daniels. Oh, that's something else we're gonna have to get to. But voice by Anthony Daniels is C-3PO. But he comes in. It's like 5 minutes, princess. You know.
Yeah,
princesses.
And everyone they start giving him a hard time.
Right,
So
yeah.
they like call him R2D2 and BB-8,
Right.
and they just start like ragging on him, and and he's just kind of like, oh, how I long for the days of hanging out of Captain Solo. Because Solo used to give him a hard time all the time.
Right,
too,
yeah.
But now he's all of a sudden he's like, I miss those days.
Everybody's giving him a hard time, and they're all princesses.
So it was really great.
It was so good.
So
now,
funny.
here's the kicker, guys. Like, a lot of the voices sounded really familiar, and I'm like, that sounds like just like Ariel.
Yeah.
That sounds just like, and
Yeah.
some of the newer princesses, I was like, well, I mean, of course that's Mandy Moore
Yeah.
and, Christian Bale and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But then...
The whole time I'm thinking, did they get the
Right?
original voice actresses to come back?
Dude.
And reprise their role? And they totally did.
They totally did. I mean, with the obvious exceptions of, like, Sleeping Beauty and
Snow White
and Cinderella, they had every Disney princess voice actress up on stage. They brought them all out. It was incredible.
It was a Disney fangirl's dream.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously.
Or fanboy, whatever.
You're a fan person.
If you grow up on these films,
Right. Seriously.
you had
You had your moments.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like I love the Disney movies.
I love them
all.
and I love the Disney princesses.
I post Disney princess stuff on the side
all the
time.
time.
I get our time for it.
He does.
Whatever. I still post it. Anyway.
Anyways, guys. So after that, like, they kind of go back. That's basically that's where it ends.
Yep.
And then we were just left like, what is going on? What is this movie going to be? So, like, they showed, like, little bits and pieces in the animatics of, like, Star Wars and Marvel that made me think, are we going to see these characters? Are, like, Robert Downey Jr. going to be in here? Is Mark Hamill going to be Luke Skywalker?
Honestly, did you ever think you would ever see the Disney princesses together in the same room?
No.
Star Wars, Marvel,
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
No, but Wreck-It Ralph is the one franchise that they can actually pull all these things together.
It's the modern day Roger Rabbit. You know, they'll
totally,
bring all these characters together finally again. Finally. So, guys, it was so cool. I can't wait to see this movie in its entirety because it's going to break everything.
I can't wait to see what else they... I mean, if
Yep.
they were just willing to tease this stuff,
Right?
Imagine what they're saving for the actual film.
Exactly.
That's what makes
me excited.
so cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, if you enjoy what we're doing here, go ahead and stick around. We got more coming out at GeekTyrant.com. Joey, it's been a pleasure. See you around.
Yeah.
Boom.